Palantir Technologies, PLTR, has carved out one of the strongest positions in AI software by blending government-grade intelligence tools with commercial-scale data platforms, driving a YTD gain near 70% in mid-2025 compared to NVIDIA's single-digit rise. The company's 39% revenue growth, 124% net dollar retention, and Rule of 40 score of 83% signal robust underlying momentum that analysts believe can persist into the second half of 2025. Palantir, the AI software titan. Government and commercial grip. Palantir's Gotham platform was architected for intelligence agencies to fuse disparate data, satellite imagery, signals intelligence, social media chatter, into a James Bond toolkit for real-time decision-making. Its sibling, Foundry, ingests raw enterprise data, financial records, supply chain logs, medical imaging, and transforms it via drag-and-drop pipelines into predictive dashboards for Fortune 500 companies. This dual government commercial approach has led to over $1.5 billion in Q1 2025 bookings, cementing Palantir's stickiness across sectors. Technology moat. Beyond the platforms, Palantir's AI Mesh, AIP, stitches Gotham's tasking, Foundry's data, and Apollo's deployment engine into a unified Internet of AI. This end-to-end architecture lowers the barrier for deploying large language model apps and on-edge inference devices, differentiating Palantir from point solution rivals like Snowflake or DataRobot. Rule of 40 and net dollar retention. In Q1 2025, Palantir achieved an 83% Rule of 40 score, growth rate plus free cash flow margin, and an astounding 124% net dollar retention, meaning existing customers increased their spending by 24% quarter-over-quarter. In SaaS land, that combo is rarer than a unicorn riding a data pipeline. Growth outlook. The ascent continues. Analysts project 31% revenue growth to nearly $3.75 billion in full year 2025, driven by expanding government budgets and surging commercial AI spend. With $795 million booked from the Department of Defense this year alone, plus ICE and Fannie Mae deals, Palantir's pipeline looks stocked. Even skeptics on seeking alpha peg it as a hold rather than a sell thanks to guidance raises and scale economies. Unless federal budgets collapse or a competitor unveils a genuinely revolutionary platform, Palantir appears poised for continued double-digit growth. The stock showdown, Palantir versus NVIDIA in 2025. As of early June 2025, Palantir shares have surged 70% YTD, vastly outpacing NVIDIA's 5.7% lift. Palantir, plus 74% YTD thanks to AI platform wins and retail buzz. NVIDIA, plus 5.7% YTD as export controls, chip cycles, and supply chain jitters capped gains. Meanwhile, NVIDIA did rally 45% between April and June on easing China tariffs and blockbuster data center sales, but that bump arrives after a sluggish start to the year. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications bell, and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you've commented, let's continue. But wait. If you are interested in stock news updates that might be relevant to your financial targets, join us and become a member for member-only videos. Find the link in the description section below. Second half 2025, who will win the race? Bull case for Palantir, AI everywhere. As enterprises chase generative AI, AIP mesh deployments could unlock new revenue streams beyond defense and finance. Government tailwinds. If the Pentagon avoids major cuts and the White House greenlights more AI funding, expect more multi-hundred-million-dollar deals. Retail fandom. A meme stock angle means surprise squeezes can happen. Remember February's rally on pure momentum? Bull case for NVIDIA. Chip domination. NVIDIA still holds 90% market share in AI accelerators, and a China trade détente could unleash pent-up demand. Cloud capex. Hyperscalers continue pouring billions into GPU farms. Every dollar spent on AI training chips goes to NVIDIA. AI PC upside. Blackwell desktop chips and consumer GPUs offer new retail revenue sources. Who wins? If you believe software eats the world, Palantir's platform play and sticky contract model could outpace a hardware-only story in a correcting market. But if AI computation remains king, NVIDIA's chips underpin every major model, making its moat thicker than a data center cable bundle. My 2 cents, betting on both, with position sizes reflecting your risk appetite, and maybe hedging Palantir exposure with a tiny stake in PLTZ, see below. Enter PLTZ, the first 2 times inverse Palantir ETF. Launched June 6, 2025, Defiance's PLTZ ETF seeks -200% of Palantir's daily return via swaps and futures, resetting each night to maintain 2 times inverse leverage. Unlike margin-based shorts, PLTZ lets you buy inverse exposure without borrow fees or margin calls. How PLTZ could soar your returns. Because of daily compounding, a series of PLTR declines multiplies gains. A 5% drop in PLTR, approximate plus 10% in PLTZ that day. In a theoretical 10-day bear slide of 3% each day, PLTZ would aim for is almost equal to 79.6% cumulative gain, turning modest daily drops into a monster return. That's how a small bear position could soar 200 times under extreme scenarios, though real-world volatility drag and reset effects make true 200 times unlikely. It illustrates why PLTZ attracts adrenaline junkies. Risks and considerations: volatility decay, choppy up and down moves can kill returns even if PLTR trends down overall. Not for buy and hold, designed for daily tactical trades, not retirement accounts. Fee and tracking error: management fees and swap spreads can erode performance, especially in sideways markets. Blow-up risk: a sudden PLTR rally, e.g., plus 50% in one day, could wipe out PLTZ investors entirely. The roller coaster bake sale. If Palantir's stock is the main boardwalk ride, you queue for 124% net retention. PLTZ is the half-pipe hustle, where each cliff dive of PLTR fuels your ascent, until mid-loop you realize you're upside down without a safety net. Investing in Palantir versus NVIDIA in H2 2025 is like picking between a precision-engineered fighter jet and a supersonic drone swarm. Both dominate the battlefield, but they win in different ways. And if you think Palantir might hit turbulence, PLTZ hands you rocket boosters. Just don't forget your crash helmet. Whether you're a data cowboy, a chiptastic fanatic, or a contrarian speculator, know your risk, set your stops, and keep a sense of humor. After all, in the wild frontier of AI and leveraged ETFs, the only guarantee is that the ride will be unforgettable. Happy and safe trading. Palantir's AI empire shows no signs of slowing. It raised full-year 2025 revenue guidance to $3.90 billion, up 36% year-over-year, with Q2 revenue expected between $934 million and $938 million, driven by 68% growth in U.S. commercial contracts and robust government spending. Meanwhile, Palantir shares have soared nearly 70% YTD, dwarfing NVIDIA's 5.7% gain as chipmakers grapple with export curbs and supply chain headwinds. For contrarians, Defiance's PLTZ ETF, the first 2 times daily inverse on Palantir, offers a high-octane vehicle that seeks -200% of PLTR's daily return, compounding trades for outsized short bets. It's our privilege that God, the creator of heaven and earth, will bless us abundantly, make us the head and not the tail if we love him and obey his commandments. Please acknowledge him in your plans and he will direct your paths. Proverbs 3 verses 5-6. Want more information? Please check the description section. Also again, if you are interested in more relevant stock news updates, consider becoming a member. Link in the description section. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. There are 3 more important steps to build wealth. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you highly motivate me to continue bringing to you educative and transformative videos every week. Do not miss out on our future videos full of knowledge and wisdom. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today. Your support is appreciated so much. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Thank you. See you in the next video by God's grace. We love you, and blessings to you.